Okay. Hi, my name is Jennifer, and so basically, I'm going to talk about the future of food. Mainly, I researched mostly the future of meats. So I'm gonna first, before I start talking about what I did, I'm gonna talk about what sort of influenced me to do my project. So there's this movie made in the '70s called Soylent Green, and basically the premise is it's set in 2022 actually. And the premise is that the world is overpopulated, resources are scarce, there's no food for anyone, there's no food, water, meat, any of that kind of things. So there's a corporation called Soylent, and they have a product called Soylent Green that provides protein, and no one knows where the protein comes from. And so basically, an investigative reporter sort of investigates what happened in the factory, and basically, he finds out that Soylent Green is made from people, which, so that made me sort of wonder, how far off are we from that sort of apocalyptic kind of cannibalism sort of reality? So that made me want to look into, because I think other groups have already mentioned that it takes 15 to 2,500 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef, depending on what source you get it from. And so I was wondering, what else could we eat instead of beef or chicken and those kinds of things that wouldn't be so much of a strain on our resources? So I thought of 2 alternatives. One is plant-based meat, where you take the plant protein and you turn it into meat, basically. And 2, bugs. So first, I'm going to talk about a product called Beyond Meat. Amanda's going to pass out some of their food because I had extra. And so basically, Beyond Meat, they apply pressure to plant protein, and basically it realigns the proteins so that it is more similar to animal muscle. They limit their waste so that they use almost all of the plants in their products, and basically according to them, when I contacted them, they said that them producing plant protein is 8 to 27 times more efficient, depending on what product that they're making. So some of the products that I used that's their chicken. I think that's the one on the toothpick. So their chicken, you can see it's got like the striations and stuff that would be in like regular chicken muscle. And I made that out of it, chicken noodle soup. And those are the nutrition facts. The calories are a lot less. There's a lot less fat, and there's slightly less protein, but it's a lot better than other alternatives to meat that you see today, like tofu and just vegetables, basically. And then this is their ground beef. It's not as similar to regular beef as I would like it, because I really like beef. So, but it's still one of the most similar things I've ever had that's not meat. So I baked a little thing with cheese and stuff. And again, the calories are less, there's less fat, there's no cholesterol, and there's actually more protein in the beef than there is in regular ground beef. And so, bugs. It's a great picture. So no one really likes bugs. No one likes the thought of eating bugs, at least in our culture. But bugs are really prevalent in other southeastern Asian cultures, and a lot of other Asian cultures, actually. But when you think about it, we've all eaten bugs before. I mean, like, take a peanut butter processing plant. You're making peanut butter. You have a giant vat full of peanut butter. It's sticky. You're mixing it, and then a bug flies in, lands on the peanut butter, gets stuck, gets mixed in. You can't get that out. So, actually, there was a statistic. I forgot it. Okay, well, there was actually a statistic that there's about, I think the FDA can detect up to 30 fragments of bugs in 100 grams of peanut butter. So, you know, we've all eaten bugs. It's fine, we're not dead. Just think of it as extra protein, right? So, and actually there are some more stats. It's a lot more economical because you can take 10 pounds of feed, which would only make 1 pound of beef, but you can make 6 pounds of insect protein. And then you can also eat 80% of a cricket rather than us eating 40% of an animal. That's 60% of cows going to waste. So yeah, it's basically simple economics. Other statistics include it takes one pound of water to create 1 pound of crickets. Crickets require less space. Like you can make I think you can harvest 50 to 65 pounds of crickets in a 4x8 pen, whereas cows require acres and acres of land because they eat grass and other things. Crickets also require 6 weeks to mature, whereas cows require 18 to 22 months to mature. So you have a lot more food in a lot less time to feed a lot more people. So I brought with me today, not crickets. I couldn't get my hands on crickets because shipping cost way too much. I have a Korean delicacy called bondegi. It is silkworm pupa. So is anyone brave enough to try it? Okay, Eric.
Are you done, or?
Yeah, that's my last slide.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and give her a hand.